Now we will see transaction. So the purpose of transaction is to deal with the data manipulation language, which is insert, update, delete, um, on one transaction, treated as transaction. The benefit is like, if any condition is there and that is not an acceptable condition, you want to reverse the data deletion or data update, or or data insertion like that. So we will see how we can do that. It's in transaction. The transaction syntax is begin transaction, transaction name, commit transaction, transaction name, rollback transaction, transaction name. Transaction begins here. If any issue occurs, then roll it back, whatever you have done, insert, update, delete. If everything is right based on your conditions, commit that. Commit means it's permanent. You cannot reverse the action you have performed on insert, update, delete. Now let's see what we have done. Uh, so this is a test table I have created. Select star new table. I have created new EMP from department employee table. So this is new table that has been created on DB database. So let's not think about this for now. We just have created the table. If you want to see the data in it, so let's show the data. Okay, now I will just erase that for now. Now look at the statement. So add select int variable declaration, then assigning value is equal to 1 if and transaction begins. So this statement, what it will do, all the salaries will be 0. Okay, all the salaries will be 0. Now you are checking condition. If this condition is true, okay, then begin and commit the transaction. So it will be done. If it's not true, then don't then roll it back, whatever you have done. Once you do this, it will be on transaction log file, as I discussed before. If you have this statement, it will be executed, but it's not permanent yet on the database. On data files, it's not written yet. The data is not written on the database yet finalized. It's not yet finalized. So if this condition is true, then finalize it by commit transaction, transaction 1. If it's not true, then to roll it, whatever you have done, roll it back. So we will see with the value 1, which will do a commit and see what the result comes. So here it's true, so it will go here and commit it, so value will be updated there. See, all the value became 1. Now we will reverse, we will create again another table just to make sure. So drop the table that we created temporarily, create a new one. New table has been created. Now what we will do, we will change that to value to assignment value to 2. So set the value to 2. Now this condition is no more true, so it will do the update, but it will not go inside to commit it. It will come here and do rollback. Okay, so if we execute that, 14 row executed, let's see the result. So data remains as is, so it's not committed data. That's about transaction. Okay, now store procedure. So store procedure, we can explain that way, that when we have multiple instructions, we have a set of activities we need to perform. So we generally write that within a store procedure. It's a set of it's a program that contains set of instructions. You can consider definition that way. Now another important thing about stored procedure is, whenever you're on application, like on a website, you are using queries, let's say for login, username and password. So when you go to any website, you provide username and password, and what it does is, like from web page, the codes are there, and it gets the input. You provide your username and password, and then goes to database and checks on login table whether the username matches um, and related password matches. Then it will allow you to get into any website like any Gmail or Yahoo Mail or Facebook, anywhere you want to go. Now if you check that writing a select statement here, if the page breaks, people will be able to see your table name, your column name, everything can be seen. So that's the reason to hide your table name, your internal things for security purpose as well. You should be using stored procedure always to execute any command on a database. So database instructions like select, insert, update, delete are done in stored procedure for an application. The reason behind that is it's better, it's secured, and obviously a set of instruction you can write it as a set of as a one unit of program. Um, so now we will see what is the syntax for a stored procedure. Create stored procedure, procedure name, and then this is the place where you can declare variables, okay, as input to the stored procedure. So it's a program or program block. You can execute that program block that will perform a task for you, and that task implies whatever you write it here, multiple instructions you can write it here, and that whatever you write within the code, within the stored procedure, it will execute that. So here I have given a simple example. As you can see, as, begin, and end, this is the main part of the stored procedure. Whatever you write within that, it will be executed. Now this is the main stored procedure part. The bottom part here is how to execute a stored procedure. So as you can see here, 200. So create procedure name, and then you have two variables, salary and then department. Salary type is money, variable data type is money, and then department is integer type data type. Then begin, end, you are getting you are running to select statement, but the parameter you are getting it from here. Salary goes here, and then department goes here. So so the purpose of this it's just an example to select to run two select statements. Here you can do like multiple insert, update, delete, whatever you want to do put all the where clause, if statement, any cursor, whatever you want to use, you can do everything within this block. So I just, for example, I have put two statements. So so the purpose of this stored procedure is to get two inputs. One is salary, another one is department number, and it will execute select start from employee where the salary is, you are providing the input, and select, another select statement is select start from department where department number is greater than, and then you are sending input. So you are sending two variables, 2000 for salary and then 20 for department number. So this variable will be used in this first query, and then 20 department will be used, and two select statement will be executed. Let's see. So stored procedure has been created. Now if we execute like that, select that and just execute that, so this two statement will be executing. I'm sending here salary greater than 2000, so this select statement is on the top. Another query is this one, that is on the bottom. Department number is greater than 20, so 20 is not there, 30 and 40 is here. So that is about stored procedure. Functions. So function is kind of task performing unit. So it's the ability of this is like just like you do summation. So you have set of numbers you send, and it's perform summation of that set of numbers that you provide as input there. So we have seen several built-in group function like average, mean, max. These are all functions. Now you can make your own functions. It will return you a value. So you are sending them, for instance, on summation, all the employees' salary. And if you write summation, it's returning you the summation of all the employee salary. So right now we will write a function similar to that. So let's see the syntax first. So select create function name, and then you have variable name, and what is your return data type. You must have to have a return type. So that will be character type. You are returning character type data. Then begin end. Now here syntactically you have to declare the type, then the return variable name and the type. Then select return case. This is built-in function for case statement. So what you are saying that you are assigning the value of state into it, return. Then your case statement, what it will do based on your case value, it will just return the value that is on then. So let's say on the state you have New York. So for New York it will type New York. For Dallas it will type Texas. For Chicago it will type Illinois, and Boston, Massachusetts. If my location is not within this, or the input is not within this on state, then it will just return unknown. So we will see the example now. And this part is to build the function, and there are several ways to call the function or utilize the function. We will see that now. So now let's see the syntax. Create function name. So we have one variable return here, and this is the case statement we have. So whenever we pass the parameter through calling the function, so let's say state is equal to New York, it has been sent, so it assigns the value to return, and see the case, whatever it remains. So case, and then it will go here, what it will return. If the case is New York, it will go here and return will get New York. For Dallas it will get return will receive Texas, and then it will return the value. Return statement is there at the bottom. Now one of the execute process, I will say invoking the function, select star from department, and you know what department has. So the department has department name, department number, and department location. Now everything will come with a department.star, and then this one will come for every row. It will come based on location. For instance, location, let's see what is there. Select. So here department dot star. So everything, department is like table name dot star, everything, bring everything there. And then comma, which state, there will be another column here, which state name as state. So on the top you will see state, and it will call the location. So this will go into this function, and it will return New York, and it will be written here New York. Then it will take Dallas. So if you write that way for a table on select statement, for every time you have this row, Okay, it will represent this row on select statement. This New York will go and call the function. New York will be the parameter for that. The function will be invoked and it will return the corresponding state name and will represent here. Let's see. New York, Texas, Illinois, Massachusetts. Now one thing is, like, this is just a representation. You can see here it's a select statement. Select statement is just retrieving data from there. We are not writing any data into the table. It's just we are pulling this part of information from the table, and along with it we are calling this function, passing the parameter that is there on location here, department.location, and it will invoke the function for each row, New York, Dallas, Chicago, Boston, and then we'll get the return value and put it in there, and it will look like this. Okay, now in this example we just saw that how we can call a function on select statement. Now we will see on updating a statement, altering a table, adding a column, physical column we want to add using the function, how we can do that. So our purpose is to add a function on department table, and that will be a state name, and then state name will have value based on the function that we just created, like this. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all, we will create a new table. So we have created a table called DEPT, new department. And then let's see how this can be invoked. So just executed this statement and see what is there on the new department table we just created. So we used to have this. Now physically we are selecting the entire table. Okay, we are not calling the store procedure physical table. It used to have 1, 2, 3. Right now we have state. Physically data is there with this. Alter table, table name, add, state name is the column as this. So we are just invoking a function. So what it will, and passing the parameter as location. So location. So each time it will go there and will insert the data: New York, Dallas, Chicago, for Illinois for Chicago, and then Massachusetts for Boston. So this is another way of altering and inserting data at the same time, how we can invoke the function. Okay, now while creating the table, how you can use a function, same thing we just added. Now we added here, everything is like same for department table, just only one thing I have added, that is state name as, and then look which state function I'm calling, and passing the parameter from this table location while creating the table. So we will see how to insert data into it. So we just inserted this record. Now you can see here how many variables, attributes are there: department number, name, location, state. Okay, so I have passed 3: department number, name, and location. I didn't pass the state name, so it will automatically be handled. And for New York, the data will be recorded for state if it gets. So we'll see. So you can see here it used the function while inserting, and location is New York. State, we didn't insert anything for state. There is no attribute like state, but state is inserted into the database, New York. Another record I have inserted to English Dallas. We will see the record. We didn't input here any state name, so state name came Texas. Hope you understand that function usability. Thank you.